All right, it is 7:00 p.m. We're going to get the meeting started. I just want to also say today is September 11th, Patriot Day. So as we do the Pledge of Allegiance, just remember the day and the special day it is as it is. All right. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic which stands one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay, roll call.
All right, thank you. Ms. Bombacher.
Here.
Mr. Chandler is still not online. Mr. Choate is absent. Ms. Compatello.
Here.
Mr. Hof. Here. Mr. Oliverio.
Here.
Ms. McCallnick.
Here.
Mayor Perry. Here. Solicitor Corbel. Here. Engineer Keenan. Here. Director Tedesco is absent. And myself, we do have a quorum.
Great. All right, the consent agenda. We had the meeting minutes from August 28th and also the bill list from September 11th. Looking for, and these are all in the council drive, looking for a motion to approve the September 11th, 2025 consent agenda pending bill list approval by the borough president, manager, and treasurer. All right, Ms. Bollenbacher.
Second.
Oh, Ms. Compatello. Oh, I heard second. Okay, Ms. Polkownik gets it. Okay.
Whatever you want.
Any discussion or questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, motion passes. All right, public comments on agenda items. At this time, citizens may address the Crafton Borough Council on any issue appearing on today's agenda. Only residents and taxpayers of the Borough of Crafton will be permitted to address the council. Comments on non-agenda items will be taken at the end of tonight's meeting. Speakers will be permitted to speak for a maximum of 3 minutes. Groups of people will be required to designate a spokesperson to represent them before the council who may speak for a maximum of 5 minutes. Council has the option to respond or not at the end of the address. The solicitors are assigned timekeeper. Please state your name and physical address for the record. Do we have any signups?
No signups.
No signups. Does anybody want to speak? All right. Anybody online, please raise your hand. All right, just one person. All right, President's report. Construction projects, I'll be saying this for the next, well, till the end of this year, is asking for patience during the projects. We have more going on, and this includes more projects on C20 moving up Steuben Street and Broadhead just starting. So before it gets better, it's going to get worse, and there's going to be detours and road closures. So be aware of that, but it'll be a part of this project. So just patience. Miller's report.
So a couple of things, as I mentioned at our previous meeting, school is in. And I have from the police department that we have had enhanced presence up there. Both the chief and one of the officers who is on duty are up there every day. And from what I have been told by the principal and others that things are moving much more smoothly. I do know that the chief sent home to all of the parents a reminder that children are supposed to be dropped off in the alley and not dropped off across the street and running across the street to the school. And I know that he has discussed this with a few people, but within the next week or two, if anything that persists is probably going to be citations. So this is about safety. This is about the safety of our children, about your children. So please pay attention. The other thing that if you are driving in the morning through the school zone, we have also enforced that the school buses, because they are not pulling off of the cartway, off of the roadway, that they have to put their stop signs out. So you may be used to being able to go past them when they are unloading children, but please be on the lookout for the stop signs and the lights up, and please respect those stop signs because we just again, for the safety of our children. So that's the big thing with school, and then just in all of the intersections. The other one that the crossing guards keep reminding me about, and as I'm walking in the morning, I'm seeing our kids with scooters that just are not paying any attention, and they come barreling around without stopping, without looking. And as much as our school guards are trying to keep them safe, we need to all be on the lookout for the kids and their scooters. And parents, please, if your kids are coming to school on scooters, please, please, please talk to them about being more safe on those scooters. And then the other thing that I want to talk about is this weekend, we have our 911 open house. We're going to have the road in front of the volunteer fire department is going to be cordoned off. And we're going to have the opportunity to meet our first responders from the volunteer fire department. The police department, I believe our chief will be around, and Ingram police will be there as well, as will our EMS people. So there's going to be the opportunity to, see the equipment and talk to people and, kind of touch these trucks. They will be, there'll be free hot dogs and burgers like there usually are. And that is being sponsored by the Crafton Ingram Rotary. And then we have a few other things, some activities, and there will be a special program right at 2:30 to honor our first responders, both past and present. So please come out if you can and say hello, and show your support of our volunteer fire department and our police department. And that's it for me today.
What time does that begin?
Pardon?
What time does that begin again?
Noon to 3 p.m.
Thank you.
2:30 for the presentation.
Mhm.
I'll pass that down to you, so you at least mention it, because it's
Oh,
not
for
on
the thing,
on the
yeah.
community.
Oh.
at the end.
All right, solicitors report.
Thank you, Mr. President. Just quickly, council will have a brief executive session following the meeting to discuss personnel and collective bargaining issues. Thank you.
Right, managers report.
All right, thank you. The budget process has started. We had our first budget workshop today, introducing the decisions and several other issues, concerns regarding the budget. Those workshops will be ongoing at 6 o'clock before every council meeting for the rest of the year.
And they are open.
And they are open, yes. Yeah, they are public, open, and they will be displayed through the same Zoom link that the council meeting is. So if you want to check out the budget workshop, you can just sign into the Zoom ahead of the meeting. And we did cancel the second December meeting as a part of this, and we did move the meeting that was going to fall on Thanksgiving to the 24th. So a few days earlier. Next up, just an update on the discrimination law. We did pull that from being repealed over some concerns, and we are working on editing that and putting it back out for consideration. We're basically going to not remove the anti-discrimination portion of it, but just the portion of it that created a new board that was difficult for us to manage and frankly really not well skilled for that position. And we'll talk about that more when we get closer to adopting that. The next up is I'm going to introduce Beverly Novak, who is the Crafton's new public library director. And if you want to introduce yourself, and then we can talk about Kit after that.
Absolutely.
Yep.
Is this on?
Yeah, actually, no,
Oh,
yeah, it's.
I can speak loudly, it's fine.
No, that's it.
Here, it won't be here online, so.
Oh, no.
Sure that everybody can hear you. It's not.
Colton's on.
Yep.
Okay. Thank you very much for that. All right. Hello, everyone. My name is Beverly Novak. I am
Cool.
proud to introduce myself as the new director of Crafton Public Library. I started my job in late May. I have had the pleasure of meeting many of you, some of you not yet, but I'm hoping to change that soon. It's been a very busy first 3.5 months, but I'm happy to be here to speak with all of you. I'm happy to discuss briefly some of the projects and initiatives that we have to look forward to. my team and I are actively working on creating more programs for more age groups, such as seniors, teens, middle grades. We're looking forward to, in the coming months, introducing more STEM-based programming. We are going to launch quarterly book and bake sales and other community events to further connect with you. And we know that these were popular programs in the past, so we'd like to bring them back. We are working to not only create programming for a wider array of age groups to better serve the community, because of course, as a public library, we are tasked with serving all age groups. We are running into the problem, however, of being able to do that with our space without a door for the children's room. And this is something that I'm hoping that we can discuss in the coming months, the installation of a door for the children's room. This will help to ensure that the library is a peaceful and welcoming place for all age groups, given that we are one of the last remaining third spaces where adults can come freely to work, to do research, to learn. And yet we are also serving in a similar capacity for children who have different needs, but needs that we understand and respect and want to serve all the same. So I'm hoping that the borough support, we can look on how to get a door so we can best utilize our space and make sure that we remain welcoming and productive for everyone.
Oh, did it? Okay.
What's going on?
Your mic died. Yep, that's all right.
I'll speak loudly.
No.
Yeah.
I have batteries. I took a risk. I knew that those batteries had been sitting in there, but I was hoping they'd last at least 2 months, but no. Good.
I have to use my indoor voice so much in the library. It'd be nice to just.
Yep. No worries, we'll get you. I do this live.
Start from the beginning. Thank you.
Hopefully. Thank you.
Okay, that's better.
Oh, great.
All right. So again, I appreciate everyone's support as we work to improve our program offerings and try to utilize our space the best way that we can to serve a variety of age groups and demands. We are having our first of many book and bake sales on Saturday, September 20th from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. We hope to see you there. This is part of our fundraising efforts for Love Your Library Month, which is running now through the end of September. Everyone living in Crafton will receive their letters by early to mid next week. I apologize. Nonprofit mass mailings take a little bit longer to mail than your standard first class mail. But when you receive them, I hope that you will find it in your hearts to give to the library so we can continue to grow and serve you even better. And I thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Can you repeat those hours for the book and bake sales?
Absolutely. Saturday, September 20th from 10 a.m. until 5 p.m. Of course. Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Beverly. And I'm excited to introduce Kit Komnick, who is offering to do a community service project for Crafton. And I will let you tell us what it is.
Hello. Excuse me. Me and my family are interested in building a little library in Crafton Park, possibly close to the pool since there's a lot of foot traffic in that area. We would be providing all the materials to build it, paint it, stock it for the first time, like get it in the ground. After that, the Crafton Library has agreed to maintain it, just check on it, put any books that might be donated or they don't find a need for anymore into the library when they don't need it anymore. Yeah, I guess that's about it.
That's a lot.
Any questions from council before we?
No, I love it. I think,
I love the idea.
yeah, love it.
Do you have a tentative site that in mind that where you think that it would be? Best price?
Probably by the pool in Crafton Park. And unless that's not okay, or there's another proposed site.
What a potential timeline, if you get the green light, any idea how fast?
I would like to do it relatively soon, so I can, I guess, put it on my resume. That's not, it's not the sole reason that I would want to, do the project altogether, but, it is a plus.
Yeah.
Because I'm a senior at the moment, so I have college applications very soon.
So I understand about the pool, but the pool's only open part of the year. So maybe is there someplace else in Crafton Park that might get a little more foot traffic?
Well, it could be by the front, like, corner of the, you know, would this be a freestanding, this would be something that wouldn't be attached to any, it doesn't need to be attached to a fence or a tree, it can go right into the ground?
Yes, it would just be a post.
Okay, yeah, then it can really go wherever we want.
The parking lot and the pool.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Because applications, whether it's more on the pool side or more on the parking lot side, those are, whether the pool is open or not, it's very visible.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yep.
Love it.
So does the pool, or does the council need to approve it?
Yep, so
I have
with
one
that,
more.
I'd like
Are
to,
there any, aside from the coordination with the library, maintaining it and everything, is there any borough resources, public works involvement, anything that you would need for being able to construct and install this?
Not that I can think of, no.
great. Yeah, if you, once, if it is approved, we can talk about details and where it goes, and we can run that by everyone to make sure that everybody's okay with, where it's placed, so that there's no unforeseen issues like trees that might, you know, cause, you know, issues or whatnot. So, or if there's any, because there are some underground utilities too, we'll need to, if you're gonna dig into the ground, we'll definitely need to make sure we have a one-call check so that there's no utilities that we're gonna mess with. But that sounds great. With that, I'd like to call for a motion to approve Kit Koenig building a free library in Crafton Park that will be supported by the Crafton Public Library.
And Ms. Bohnbacher, Ms. Contello, any other questions or discussion? Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes. Thanks, Kit.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Build your library.
Right, thank you. The last item I have for the manager's report is an update on the Trail Study Committee. We had our last meeting in August, and that we reviewed the trail, the Trail Committee reviewed the cost estimates, potential routes for Crafton's trail study. And I think I updated this at the last meeting as well. They range between under $1 million up to $2 million for those different routes. And more information is coming on those, but we'll give a better update at the next meeting. The next meeting at the Trail Study Committee is the 22nd, but we'll give council a better update as well. We do have to schedule a public outreach session in October. And I will get that done in the next week, and we will put that information out as well. And that will be coming close to, I think we're trying to wrap that up by October or November. And so we'll have more information provided for everybody at that time. That's it.
Right. Any questions for Jim? Good. Engineers report, Mr. Keenan.
Hey, good evening. First item, Broadhead Sewer Separation Project. This project is currently underway. Construction did begin along the gravel access road off of Crafton Boulevard along the trail, Chartiers Creek Trail. Closure of this portion of the trail is currently in effect until the work has been completed and restored. The contractor is planning to add additional crews to this project in the coming weeks to start working on side roads, installing storm sewers, curbing, sidewalks, and road construction. As a result, there was a receipt or updated schedule that was received. And important to note on the schedule, Warren is going to be going under construction starting Monday with the sewer installation. Stand by for a savvy post to be sent out for that.
The project completion target date is October.
Yeah, it's still for October of next year.
October 21st.
Correct, October 21st. Moving on to Green Street Sewer Project, similar update from before, the eminent domain ordinance was passed. And the project is still in the process of obtaining a resolution of taking from the city of Pittsburgh. Next, Union Road, after a call with Gateways today, it was discussed that we will be receiving these final detailed estimates along with a concept drawing from them by Tuesday of next week so that we can talk with them on Wednesday about it. Also looking into grant opportunities to help fund this project, such as the Multimodal Transportation Fund. Next, C20 sewer separation. This project is currently along Steuben Street, heading towards the West Crafton intersection. Even with all the hiccups and conflicts, the expected project completion date still remains November 12th of this year. Longstanding issue, the ponding water on Southeast Steuben Duncan intersection. It is in the works to rebuild the ramp and modify the asphalt in front to provide proper drainage to the nearby inlets. Still waiting an estimate back from the contractor, but did agree to the bid prices for the project to get this work done. Next is the crosswalks are being proposed at this intersection as well, Duncan Steuben, and PennDOT did get the okay with this. We will be waiting until the ramp construction has been done before these go in. We will also be adding some pedestrian crossing signs as well at the intersection. The Duncan Avenue paving, there was a issue with the final paving that was done on Duncan Avenue with the drainage. We're looking to have a contractor meeting next Wednesday, the 17th at 11:30 to discuss these discrepancies. That's that. Moving on to the Public Works Building. We did receive the construction schedule for the project. The expected completion date is November 7th of this year. Upcoming work includes finishing the concrete floors and placing the site utilities with Public Works. Did receive notice that the concrete floors are scheduled to be poured next Wednesday. Right now, all the rebar is in and in place, as well as the vapor barriers ready to go. Also, a possible fire hydrant and water main extension is in the works. Waiting on that cost estimate from PA American Water to determine just how much the water extension will cost.
And it does seem that they will actually take ownership of the lot, which we did not expect at first. So that should lower our overall cost some. We'll still have an installation cost, but it'll be much lower than what we initially anticipated. So
Did they decide on the vault? Do we need a vault?
Still deciding.
Okay.
The American would take over the ownership for that.
they weren't initially going to do it because it's on our property, but because we're a public entity and the road is accessible to everyone, they started to change the tune once we pushed back a little bit, so.
Moving on to the Steuben Linden intersection improvements project. The remaining work on this includes just installing the final ADA ramp. There was a as-built work authorization received and requested by PennDOT that they do get this as-built. That was received. That work is not to exceed $6,500, but I decided to hold off on this work until the project itself is actually complete. So hopefully that will get done in the next few weeks, and then we can sign off on the as-built work authorization. Linwood Noble Parks, this update is ongoing. Cost estimate analysis for Linwood and Noble Parks are currently in development to include both baseline and proposed improvements to be used for good, better, and best options. As discussed in the latest infrastructure meeting, I stated that the goal for the next infrastructure meeting will be to provide a draft for this analysis for discussion. And moving on to the next item is the Crafton O&M repairs for this year. Contract work is ongoing. Contract A, the excavation, that work has beginning on Rogers Avenue. Was told that work, the manhole was installed and the lining has been done, and that the contractor will be out there tomorrow to do the final restoration on the disturbed grass areas. That work is expecting to be a 2 to 3 week completion time. Contract B is the manhole-to-manhole lining. That work is not scheduled to begin until October. Contract C, the spa lining. There are approximately 6 repairs left to be completed, And we are anticipating the completion of that work to be this week, or possibly next week. That concludes that part. Next is the road paving and brick plan priority section. The brick road assessment planning has begun and will take several months. Right now, priority areas have been determined for this year, including Brick Street, curb and concrete header repairs. Mike, if you could add that, bring up that slide that I have prepared for discussion here.
Are you sharing it?
Yeah, I was gonna say, could you share? Yeah.
The four areas that you'll see here include Clearview Avenue, around the Middle Street intersection, and some other areas. North Grandview Avenue in front of number 8 and number 10 North Grandview. Bar Avenue around the manhole in front of 1769 Bar, and on Belvedere Street in front of 82 Belvedere. And you can see here on the screen, the top left is the Clearview Avenue Street section. The blue areas are the areas impacted by this. Mostly Brick Street repair, call for a new concrete header at Middle Street. This has been a street that's been, in bad shape for quite some time now. We've received a lot of complaints over the past 2 years about the street getting fixed. So this is arguably one of the worst areas in Crafton right now to get repaired. You can scroll down like a little bit to the bottom left. These two areas on North Grandview Avenue are having some severe ponding issues and are raising a concern as far as ride quality and the ponding that I just mentioned. And I've also been brought to our attention several times in the past year to get fixed. And on the bottom right is 82 Belvedere Street. 82 is the house that is up for conservatorship, not only to improve ride quality on the street, but to help improve the curb appeal for this home is also on this plan. And in the top right, Mike, if you can just move up a little bit, is the small area on Bar Avenue around the manhole. The brick road is subsiding around this manhole and is not only a burden to the ride quality, but also is an impact to our direct infrastructure here with the manhole and vehicles immediately hitting it and going over. So as a part to fix both of those issues, this is on that list as well. Some more information, the total new curb expected is 52 feet. That cost is expected to be $3,640. New concrete headers, 44 linear feet at $3,740. Total brick street repair, 2,974 square feet at $68,402. The unit cost to determine these came from a reputable brick street contractor who has done work in the borough in the past, done good work. He has been to 3 of the sites on here, has provided quotes for 2 of these sites already, and those numbers have been used to determine these costs. So the total for this project for these areas is at $75,782. And with that said, I'd like to move to, well, sorry, if there's any questions first.
Yeah, I think.
This was budgeted to do brick repairs this year. This is actually less than we budgeted. And this is next on the agenda, but we are doing a full, I guess this is part of this same agenda, but we've talked about this in the past and we can answer questions about this time too. We are doing a brick priority plan for repaving over the next 5 years. Identifying other brick streets that need repairs, but if we are going to do any repairs this year, that brick plan is still in its assessment phases. It'll be a little bit longer this year before Larry has it finished up. But if we are going to go out to bid and do any repairs this year, we have to kind of get that moving now. So this is an effort to identify some of the top ranked, most obvious, let's fix it now. Issues with the budget with money that was budgeted, and then continue with the brick plan to identify kind of a phased approach at making additional repairs over the next few years.
Larry, can you explain what's going to happen with brick repair? These we talked about.
Sure. Well, there are 3 components to this. It is the new curb, new concrete headers, and the brick streets themselves. So basically, all the areas highlighted here in blue are really just a series of depressed and subsiding areas of the brick. And the contractor will go in and remove that brick, excavate it. They'll do a subgrade repair if needed. And then any sub-base installation, they'll put in, they'll basically redo it as you see in the detail there. They'll do a concrete base, sand bedding on top of that, and then final replacement of the brick as well. And there's a few areas where concrete headers will be installed, which is basically a 1 foot wide concrete strip between the meeting of the asphalt street and the brick street, which helps prevent the two materials from molding together and helps keep a nice joint between the new areas as well. And some of these areas do need some new curbs as well, which is just your basic concrete curb replacement. Good. Okay. With that said, any more questions? So go to a motion here, motion to approve the selected brick areas, curb and concrete headers for repair and proceed to go out to bid, selecting a contractor to execute said work.
Okay, Ms. Compitello.
Second.
Okay, Mr. Hof. Any further questions or discussion? Okay, hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes. Larry, thank you for the work on this and the details around the repairs. And this is, for these areas, this is the start of it. So this is good, and it's not necessarily full street reconstruction, which costs 4 times typically the asphalt, but this is very reasonable cost for good.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
All right, thanks again. Move on. These list here of the road paving as part of the Broadhead Sewer Separation Project. Again, here's a list of the streets that will be impacted. Crafton Boulevard between Broadhead and the trail entrance. Broadhead, Warren Street, which again is to begin on Monday. Park Street, Coulter, Fresnel, and North Linwood will be getting brick trench repair. North Emily Street and Belvedere. Last item is the permit applications, which include newly received permit applications for street utility work, road construction and excavation, PA American Water at 582 Broadhead, the 4 foot by 4 foot repair footprint, sidewalk construction and repair, Vey Plumbing at 17 South Linwood with a 4 by 4 foot sidewalk pad repair. And that concludes the engineer's report.
Just a clarifying question. So Belvedere is on the road paving as well as brick. I'm assuming it'll just be,
Stops.
okay.
There's a stop.
Yeah, different section.
Yeah.
Well, even that, I just meant it's a lot for a street, so just have them play nicely, that's all.
There's some sidewalk construction on Crafton Boulevard. I've noticed like 2 spots.
Yeah, so that was some old gas work that was done, I believe, last year. And I think that, and I've been going at the contractor to replace those for quite some time now because they did not replace them correctly. They replaced those sidewalks with asphalt, not concrete.
Right.
So I've been at them to replace that, and that's what you're seeing up there.
Okay.
They're finally getting around to replacing it correctly with concrete.
Great. Good. Thank you.
No problem.
Okay. Anything else? All right, great report. Thanks, Larry.
Thank you.
Okay, community and economic development.
Great, thanks. Okay, first up, the next planning commission meeting is on September 23rd at 6:30 PM. And then the big news, obviously, is the zoning ordinance update. We did receive the county report back from them, which had 17 recommendations. And we will be putting that out to the public tomorrow or on Monday. Just wanted to get everything updated. And we did get a summary memo about that has been produced and provided to council and will be provided to the public as well. Mainly they're de minimis changes. Most of them are typos and whatnot. And in fact, I think 14 of them are similar. There are only really 3 meatier recommendations. One is the second recommendation, which is that we move a number of things to the SALDO, the subdivision and land development ordinance, which we were mystified by. And we had a conversation with them about. in which we learned they don't have their own zoning attorneys, which was a concern. When they review this, they actually have a third party review these. We had both our planning commission solicitor review this, and we had Steve review it. Neither of which thought that was a smart move, nor did we. So we're not recommending that move. And that will come out in the memo as well. It's very confusing. They actually, it limits our ability to control things and encourage things. So it's strange that they want these in a saldo. In fact, it would limit very much the ability to manage a number of the things that they ask about managing, like parking and some other things. So we were very surprised by that. And then the other two are smaller changes. Number 10 was a change recommending for temporary uses that we put a time limit on it. And that is something that our planning commission solicitor has provided a recommendation for that. The other one is around sign removal and the case law on that. And we do have a memo now with recommendations from our member, but none of these changes require that it go back to planning commission. These are mostly de minimis changes. They did commend us for following the comprehensive plan very well, for adding the potential for additional housing and for the parking minimums, for eliminating parking minimums in the central business district. So they were very happy to see a number of things that we had done, but that memo will come out shortly and we can discuss it at that time. Any questions before I move on? Okay. Next up, 82 Belvedere conservatorship. We have an RFP ready to go and we'll be putting that out for circulation next week to essentially sell it to a small scale developer with clawback permissions. So we'll be able to, if they don't do what they say they're going to do, we'll be able to claw the building back from them. But that's going to be our first attempt. And then once we get that approved, once we get someone to purchase it, we'll go back to the judge to get that sale approved. We will, but we'll make sure that council is involved in all those decisions and as we get closer. So that will be happening shortly. There were, the next item here is the shopping center site pad. It was brought up the last time that CBRE has been hired to sell or to lease a plot of land in the shopping center, and it is in fact true. We were not aware of it at the time, but they are looking to lease an area in the center and possibly build there. We'd still have to get approval from the borough to do that, but we're in the process of talking to her about possibly moving that, shifting that a little to one side, where they have initially talked about building that. But we're going to have those conversations with the owner, hopefully in the next couple of weeks, and that possible discussion.
The photo hut, if you remember the photo hut, for some of us would remember the photo hut where that was.
Yep.
Yeah. And that's
A little bit larger than a photo hut, but yeah.
well, it was, just a little thing. That's the area that
It's a
there's.
general area,
It's a mention.
definitely, and we're
Yeah,
talking about a more advantageous.
yeah, right now they have it right in the middle of Wall Street, so they
Yeah.
don't have a potential for a cross street there, so we'll see if they'd be willing to move the site this slightly for longer term plans. But that's out there. The next up, LSA grant, $120,000. We are working on getting that money spent as soon as we can. The partnership with the Shade Tree Commission and Crafton Elementary School to add some vegetation there, because we do have a fair amount of funding for vegetation. We're also looking at adding 4 more streetlights coming down Crafton Boulevard. We didn't realize initially that there was space for it. Now it seems like there is. So we're not going to be able to spend that entire grant amount because they aren't allowing us to move it. But with those streetlights, we'll be closer to spending what we have. So we'll look for updates on that coming soon.
Could any of the things that the chief has been asking about for better signage along there?
No, it is really specific. Yeah.
Years back.
That's right.
This is vestiges of what's left, and we are only allowed to use it for what was in the initial detailed site plan when the Crafton Boulevard project was done. So we're very, very restricted.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, we've already asked twice to move it.
That's
One of
right.
them
More than
was literally just moving it to the other side of the street with the exact same stuff. And they didn't want to, and they wouldn't let us do it. So we're really
Whoa.
limited to follow exactly what's in the LSA grant. So we know that moving forward with LSA grants, they are not very malleable. Next up, exciting news, the bocce ball court in Crafton Park. We have received the offer of a generous donation from several community members up to $20,000 in construction costs and material costs. And they would like to rebuild it and have it continue to be named after Fred Amendola's father. I think it's his father.
Yes, it is.
I can't remember his first name, but so we do have plans. Larry took a look at those plans, redlined them, sent them back. So now we have updated plans from them that satisfy our concerns with water drainage and whatnot. So we're satisfied that that will be effective, and they are going to run the water into our rain garden. So it's nice. It's a nice addition to the park, as well as just providing a bocce ball court that will be brand new, and it'll be ADA accessible. It'll have a ramp down to it. It'll have concrete around it. So it'll be a really nice. It'll be a really nice thing. So
That is, his name is Felix.
Felix. Oh, thank
Yep.
you, Felix Amendola. Thank you. Yes.
That is towards the front, in the location that currently is towards the front of the lot.
It's gonna be moved slightly away, because currently it kind of is under a couple trees.
Mhm.
It's gonna be moved to I think it's moved like 5 feet, shifting like 5 feet. And it'll be in a more open area, but yeah, it'll be in that area.
It's kind of the top end of that, perhaps, where the pavement between the parking lot and the pool might be a good place. Or the little free library.
Yeah, it's actually,
Bocce court.
I know, it might actually be
Yep.
right above that might actually be a great spot
Yep.
for it, because it'll be redone and it won't be waterlogged anymore, so
You can read while you wait for your game.
there you go. There you go, yeah.
So that the water issue, because that we know is always a pond, so that will be eliminated with this.
Correct.
And will any trees be removed as part of the plan?
Nope, not a
Okay.
single tree.
So that's- Okay,
We made that abundantly clear. that that could not happen.
yes.
So, yeah, so with that, I'd like to get a motion to approve rebuilding the bocce ball court named for Felix Amendola in Crafton Park with donated materials and labor.
Moved.
Ms. Mullenbacher first and Ms. Polkownik second. Okay. Any questions or discussion?
I think it's great.
Right, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes.
Thank you.
All right,
And that concludes my report.
great. Okay, standing committees report, finance and administration and sustainability, Mr. Hope. Oh, sorry.
Yeah, no, I'm
Mr.
sorry.
Polkownik.
Question about will is the plan to, our Public Works isn't building and doing that, are they? They're bringing in their own crew and, okay, just
We're
making
gonna
sure,
have a construction team, yep.
okay.
They haven't asked anything. I mean, they might ask, but they have not
Yeah.
at this point asked.
Yeah, they're basically donating and building, managing the whole thing.
Exactly.
Okay, perfect.
Yep.
Is there a tentative timeline to that?
They want to have it done this fall, so now that we've given them approval. I anticipated them starting before the end of September, so it could be done by the end of October, probably will be done by the end of October. It's not a very large project, so shouldn't take that long.
So is our engineer gonna have some oversight?
Oh, absolutely. He already reviewed the plans and redlined them and sent them back. And he could do inspections on it, make sure that it's up to par. Yep. Yep.
Is it gonna eliminate the old one
Yes.
that's there? So that will,
Well, I mean,
oh,
that.
yeah,
really-
it's
yeah.
grass with a little border, yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Great.
All right.
No, thanks. So the Finance Administration Sustainability Committee has not met since our last meeting, but as we mentioned during the budget planning session prior to the council meeting, that committee is meeting next week, and we're continuing to look at the 2025 budget as it progresses, and also now kind of comparing where we're at in planning for 2026. So I will have more details at our next meeting.
Great. Thank you. Infrastructure and land use, Ms. Compitello.
The Borough Building Energy Audit, we've just been reminding people we did do this. We got a grant for it from the state at the beginning of this year. The energy audit has been completed and we got the report a few weeks ago. I don't have any updates on this and we didn't discuss it at the committee, so that.
We have to review it more closely and look at recommendations, because there is additional money. There's money in the grant to do some of the upgrades, and then there's money to buy down loan money for larger projects. I have asked for an estimate to completely replace the HVAC, the heating system in the Borough building, or at least modernize it. Right now, it's controlled individually at every unit, where you can, one of the biggest and easiest ways to save money is make it all controllable electronically, so that you can adjust the heat. Right now, basically it's like people have written little signs above, don't turn this one up, turn this one up, so there's a lot of work that needs to be done. And we haven't had the time to really look into the details of it, but.
We had quite a lot of engineering projects going on at the moment, as evidence from the length of the engineer's report. But we did get that report a few weeks ago, so that the project is wrapped up and we have the results, and we'll be reviewing those and then submitting for the reimbursement for the grant. And then the other item is the DCED $325,000 grant. I know everyone's been excited about this one. And we keep giving updates on this one as well. This is for pedestrian and related business district improvements. It is also, it's limited to the areas and the types of improvements that we included in the grant. It was put together very last minute and it has no match. So we found out about some potential money and we tossed our hat in the ring and we got some money. We had talked about, this has gone through some planning commission review and also the business subcommittee, business development subcommittee review. And we've gathered a lot of ideas for things that are desired for lighting, for improved crosswalks, for different pedestrian amenities, benches, bike racks, trash cans, etc. We have a list of things that were included in the grant as ideas, and so those are all the things that we're allowed to do moving forward. And a lot of those have had fairly good interest. So we've been proceeding with doing some site review and some analysis to understand kind of the constraints. Or the engineer, both Larry and our engineers at Gateway have done some site analysis to kind of see where the constraints are. Some of the initial ideas we had to try to do lighting, new lampposts throughout the entire area did not work out as well as we hoped. Looking at where we can actually fit them within the right of way and on the sidewalk and avoiding constraints, they were going to be very sporadically placed and often kind of blocking the sidewalk, so it was not ideal. So we took a second pass at looking at where can we put them, and if we don't do lighting throughout the entire district, where can we kind of get the most bang for our buck? And so there are 3 different approaches that have been explored, and these will go to the planning commission next to look at. And none of them are final designs, they can still be mixed and matched, but we do have a finite amount of money with $325,000. So we looked at some of the potential for trying to focus more of the improvements around the circle. And have prepared some schematics for the planning commission to review that looks at where things can actually fit and see what they think of that type of approach. A second approach that looks more at focusing more of the improvements specifically along East Crafton Avenue, in front of the businesses and along Stotts. So moving more of the improvements really up that way. Looking at where lights can fit, where we can find some space or create some space to fit more of those pedestrian amenities, benches, bike racks, etc. And then a third that looks at, trying to remember now.
Around the circle. Around
So the circle, the one that focuses more on the circle, the one that focuses more up for
Stotts.
the commercial.
Big tree.
He's craft.
Was it fig tree?
Well, the big tree, yeah.
It's on all 3, yeah.
Right.
That's not a major change, but including some improvements and extending some of these amenities up at the fig tree as well. But the big differences between the 3 approaches.
White, I think it was white. It was a white street, with the planters.
Trying to remember now. We had one that focused to 2 that there are 2 that include the business district, in front of the businesses along East Crafton Avenue and Stotts and the roundabout. But one of them focuses more heavily on some infrastructure improvements and the other focuses more heavily on lighting. And again, they're all just kind of trying to put in front of the next group that will see this, the planning commission, some sense of what is realistic within that funding. We're kind of trying to get towards which, if we have to pick and choose, which approach and which amenities are the ones that are the most desirable. So that is the update. And that'll go to the planning commission next, to be discussed. And we'll move forward. And that's the update for me.
So I think if people have feedback on that, attend the planning commission meeting, and that's going to be a discussion point for them. Good. Community and recreation, Ms. Bolenbacher.
All right, our next upcoming event is our Fall Fest. It's Saturday, September 27th. From 1 p.m. to 6 p.m. We're gonna have live music featuring the Mingo Creek Band. As of last count, we have 5 food vendors, as well as Back Alley Brewery will be returning this year. And as of last count, we had 30 craft and vendors come. That may not be a final count. They are still taking some vendors. So if anybody knows anyone who would like to sell their goods, go to our website and let us know. Some free entertainment that we're going to have is axe throwing, which is always good with beer, in my opinion. We also have face painting, a bouncy house, an inflatable obstacle course. We'll have kids crafts as well as the touch a truck experience.
It's important to note that they take all the liability.
Yes, they do. The day is going to kick off with the Pup Parade and Costume Contest. We are going to give out prizes for the most creative costume, the funniest costume, and best in show. That is going to kick off the day at 1:20 p.m. If you are interested in having your pup be part of it, it is a $10 fee. That is all going to go to charity. That charity that we're choosing this year is the Pittsburgh Air Search and Rescue. So we would appreciate if you would pre-register your dog so we know how many to expect. But you are also free to register them that morning if you'd like. So find out their cute little Halloween costumes and join us. Next up, also actually, if anybody could still volunteer, they could still appreciate a couple hours of your time. If you can, please go to our borough website and let them know. After that, we have our Halloween mini golf pop-up. It's a 21 and over event. That's going to be Saturday, October 11th from 7 to 10 at our mini golf course. We are going to have, what do you think? It is going to be a BYOB. They are going to have a food truck. There will be some music. There will be, I think, some old classic Halloween movies going on. So anyone 21 and over, let us know if you want to come. Again, there's going to be a pre-registration. I think pre-reg is $8 a person, and the day of it will be $10 a person. After that, we have our community free swap, which will be over here in our community room Saturday, November 8th from 9 to 2. We'll get more details on that. We believe we're going to plan a drop-off time the night before as well as the morning of. And the actual swap itself will go from 10 to 2. So from 9 to 10, we'll do the drop-off. 10 to 2 will be the free swap. So if you have things cleaning out your attics or your basements for the end of the season, bring what you like and see if there's something you want to pick up on the way. From there, we have our celebration of lights, which will be Saturday, December 6th. More details coming for that, as well as our holiday house tour, which will be Sunday, December 14th. We are still looking for houses to be showcased for the holiday house tour. So if you would love to show off one of your beautiful Crafton homes, we would appreciate it. Once again, please go to our borough website and let the rec board know. Lastly, that I can see here for that is we are going to move our meeting for October. It is originally, we will put out a notice through Savvy Citizen. It was scheduled for October 14th, which is a Tuesday. They would like to move it the previous Tuesday, October 7th, so they can have one last meeting before both the Fall Fest and the Halloween mini golf. So if anybody has questions on that, let me know. And then we also have our ongoing events. We still have our coffee, creativity, and community event every Saturday from 12 to 3 at the library. And yoga in the park has been extended through the end of September. So it's every Saturday at 10 a.m. That is free. So come get some stretching over the weekend. My last topic is the fall newsletter, again, still in the works and will be coming out in October. Unless there's any questions, that's it for my report.
Thank you, Ms. Mullenbacher. Board Commission Recruiting, Ms. Polkownik.
Yeah, short and sweet tonight. Still just have the current open position, which is our Civil Service Commission alternate seat. That's a 6-year term. That currently is set to expire on February 1st, 2029. So that is currently the only open position. We will have some upcoming positions. Zoning Hearing Board will have 2 seats coming available, a full-time 3-year term and then an alternate seat as well. Both of those will begin at the start of the new year. So short and sweet, if anyone's interested, you can go to the website, craftonborough.gov/board commissions to review each of these descriptions and then apply as well. So that's it.
Thank you. The COG, Ms. Mullenbacher.
Summer break will be over as of Thursday, October 16th, which is the date of our next meeting, 6:30 p.m. next door in Ingram. So as always, if anybody would like to join me.
September, right?
September 16th, I'm sorry. Yeah,
Okay.
September, jumping ahead.
Okay. All right. Great, so we have community announcements. Our next council meeting is Thursday, September 25th at 7 with the 6 o'clock budget workshop. Fall Fest, Ms. Mullenbacher went through everything. Crafton Park, September 27th, 1 to 6. Lots of events going on there. We do have an employment opportunity for a substitute part-time crossing guard for Crafton Elementary, and you can apply on the Crafton website for that position. Spooktacular Mini Golf will be starting Friday and Saturdays in October from 7 to 9 and for $2 admission. Halloween already is going to be happening October 31st on that date for Crafton, and that will be from 6 to 8 p.m. Police and fire department will be available to patrol the areas during that time. Also, the 911 open house, which Ms. Perry had mentioned, is September 14th, which is this Sunday from 12 to 3, and meeting Crafton Volunteer Fire Department, Police, Ingram Police, and the Northwest EMS. There will be food and other programs with a 2:30 honor of first responders. From the Shade Tree Commission, we are offering free shade trees for front yards for our residents. And we're looking for homeowners who are interested in shade tree in their front yard, planted a few feet back from the front sidewalk. We've been a tree city for 36 years, and every year we plant trees in early November. With the storm that happened in April, we lost a lot of trees, including Crafton Borough trees plus homeowner trees. So this is a great opportunity to start a new one. These trees are not small. I mean, the diameters are usually around 2 to 3 inches, so they are pretty big trees, and they will be planted by Public Works in your front yard at no cost. So we currently have about 14 residents signed up so far, and the Shade Tree Commission will review those applications and the locations and the type of trees, communicate with homeowners, and then the plantings will occur in November. Last year, it was in December due to the weather, but the target is for November, and that is the best time to plant trees. There is an and I mentioned all that. So to register for that, go to the website and under the Tree Commission, you can register for those trees.
This one correction.
Yeah.
The COG meeting this month is in Bridgeville.
It's in, I must have.
No, it's next month the October one is in.
Is in
Ingram.
April.
Okay.
Sorry, everybody.
Just wanted to mention
Rough
that.
day.
Yeah.
We said this one is where?
In Bridgeville.
Bridgeville.
So if you want to go to the Ingram one, it's in October. You show up there next week, not that fed, but they're not, you're not gonna be.
It's only a faculty week.
Thanks, I'm sorry about that.
No worries.
Okay.
Any other community events or announcements? All right, public comments at this time. Citizens may address the Crafton Borough Council on any issue. Only residents and taxpayers of the Borough of Crafton will be permitted to address the council. Speakers will be permitted to speak for a maximum of 3 minutes. Groups of people will be required to designate a spokesperson to represent them before the council, who may speak for a maximum of 5 minutes. Council has the option to respond or not at the end of the address. The solicitor is our signed timekeeper. Please state your name and physical address for the record. So for anybody here, you can just raise your hand. Right. Greg?
Yeah,
Sounds-
we're good.
Okay. It's hard to tell from up there. First I want to say for the,
Name.
Greg Wozniak, 1773 Bar Avenue. First I want to say for the Fall Fest, the pet parade, I think it's a great idea. It's actually for Pittsburgh Air Search and Rescue. It's for the Canine Division. So if you have a dog, your dog can help other dogs. So I think that's a great event. Thanks for putting that together. The other thing is, Jim, I was going to ask you that, yeah, you'd mentioned about the zoning ordinance moving forward. If you could give us like a detailed timeline and what's going to happen moving forward, whether there's going to be public comment, and if you could let us know what to expect coming forward. And also for the Kirsten, for the infrastructure, the $325,000 grant. You had mentioned that there were some site analysis being done, and I was just wondering if that site analysis that is being done right now is coming out of that grant, or if that grant is only for construction cost.
Is that it?
Yes.
Okay. All right. So we'll go through the prep parade. It's fine. Zoning ordinance, the timeline.
So currently, the borough, there's a 60-day period. We have to advertise twice during that 60-day period, and then it can be passed after that, but there does have to be a public hearing in that process. So it is up to the council on when that happens. So essentially, there's a 60-day rolling period that once council decides to start it, and then has a public hearing, and then they can pass it after that 60-day process where we've advertised the zoning ordinance twice.
But you said earlier that the memo and everything would be made public.
Yep.
So within the next few days?
Yeah, we'll put it out. If not tomorrow, it'll go out on Monday.
Okay.
Yep.
All right.
When did the 60 days start? Like,
The first advertised.
okay, okay,
60 days.
okay.
Right.
And then it was the grant, the site analysis was that being paid for as part of the grant.
Yeah, the grant, the DCED grant for the downtown business district improvements is primarily for construction and materials. We can use 10% of it on engineering, and so far our borough engineer has been doing most of it in-house. But we can use 10% for either compensation for some of his time or for the use of Gateway's time, and we do need Gateway for some of the site analysis. But most of it is 90% is for construction and materials.
Right. All right. Anyone else? Okay. Anybody online, please raise your hand. Okay. With that, it is 8:03. Meeting is adjourned. Thank you, everyone.